Hey guys, Lucky Star Shi-Roku here, and we are going to be doing a Let's Play of Jimmy Neutron versus Jimmy Negatron. So this series has been a long time coming. I've had to delay it a couple times due to technical difficulties and other complications in my private life, but other than that, I think we're all good. I've done a bunch of tests. I've done everything I can. Had to reboot OBS from start, so I think we should be okay now. But firstly, I must apologise for the 4:3 ratio. I'm afraid that's the best I could do. I tried many things to try and get in widescreen, but no luck there. So you just have to put up with this being in 4:3, sadly. Yeah, so it's been a while since I've recorded anything in general. Again, just mainly because of just general things going on in my private life. Like there's been a few things here and there, like the doors have recently been done, which has messed up my sleep schedule a little bit. So but other than that, I am ready to get into another Let's Play. One that I've been teasing at for a while, ever since the end of Jimmy Neutron, like ever since the beginning of Jimmy Neutron 1 with all the Yokians, the one we've just completed. So yeah, this is the sequel to that. As far as I'm aware, this is a straight up sequel from that game. Nothing's really referenced at all from that game at all, but I think this is meant to be like a direct sequel from that, despite there being no references. Now, before we get into anything, let's just do a little bit of housekeeping as per usual. So, okay, housekeeping. So, first of all, disclaimer, blah, 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 the usual stuff. So this game is separate from the cartoon, so as far as I'm aware, this is completely standalone from the cartoon or the movie, so as far as I'm aware, this is its own thing, so no spoilers as far as I'm aware. Plan for this series. Honestly, I don't really have much planned at all, just the game as usual. Extras, as of right now, I have no plans for any extras at all, because this game is, well, it doesn't really leave much room for extras, to be completely honest, so there's probably not going to be anything there. Config, I've already had a look, and there's not really much to do, to be honest. So the last thing I want to say before we jump in is, if you guys are new and you want to support me and the channel as a whole, then make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, join my official Discord server, and yeah, there's not really much to say other than that. So again, if you're new and you want to support me and the channel as a whole, subscribe, turn on notifications, join the Discord, and with all that said, let's just jump straight into a new game.
In 1892, Dr. Flugelhammer was a very interesting man. History tells us that he insisted on eating nothing but Brussels sprouts.
Wow, I am constantly amazed by Miss Fowl's ability to make something as exciting as science sound so boring. Man, this is the second time this year we've been on Miss Fowl's same old tour of the same old exhibits. Nothing ever changes here.
Can't anything ever be different?
Oh, but it can be. And somewhere in another dimension, things are different. Very different. In this other dimension is a boy named Jimmy Negatron. Evil boy genius. And if this boy has his way, things will change in Retroville.
changes and the final phase of my greatest plan can begin. Yes! My dimensional portal is the key that will allow me to complete my list of objectives. Herman!
I know. I'm an imbecile. Go lock myself in the broom closet.
Now all I have to do is wait for that second-rate pretend genius Jimmy Neutron to activate one of his inventions, and I'll lock onto the signal. It'll be child's play. Evil child's play.
Now, this exhibit on the theory of time travel is pure genius.
You've got to be kidding, Cindy. Einstein's theory of time travel has many gaps in it to prevent travel through portals.
Oh, sure. Next, you'll tell me that you have it perfected, right?
Why, of course. Let me show you. All I have to do is press this button and we'll go back 50 years. Yes, I've got the location. Time to swap places. Time for you and your barking toaster to be locked up while I have some fun. Hey, it worked! Arrgh, must have had the fluxing code wrong again. Yes, perfect timing. Like trapping a chicken in a corner. What? Where am I? Hey, who are you? Get me out of this! What? You look like me, but you're wearing a fake beard. What beard? What are you talking about? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. My name is Jimmy Negatron. I am the super smart, good-looking version of you who resides in this dimension. Anyway, I've got you trapped and you will stay there in my dimension forever! Excuse me! Huh? Oh, sorry, what is it? Just what are you planning on doing now? It's quite simple, but I'll use small words so you can understand. I'm going to take your place in your world and change it just for fun, okay? No, you can't! Oh, yeah? Just watch me. Bye-bye. Herman! Get out of the broom closet and guard the prisoner, Jimmy Neutron.
Well, you failed again, cosmic weirdo.
You were right, Cindy. The time travel feature was right, and I was wrong. You're smarter than me.
I think you just warped your brain, Jimmy. Later.
Hey, wait up, Cindy. I've got some flurp for you.
Oh, purple flurp?
No, this flurp is new and improved. Hey, you, Herman!
What is it, Neutron?
What? Don't you recognize me, you fool? I am your master, Jimmy Negatron!
Oh, no you don't. You're just trying to trick me. It won't work. I know that you are Jimmy Neutron.
No! I'm Jimmy Negatron!
Negative. You are Neutron.
Negatron!
Neutron.
Negatron!
Neutron.
Neutron!
Negatron.
Neutron!
No! I am positive you are my master, Jimmy Negatron, and I will do whatever you command.
Oh, okay, if you insist. Let me out of this cage.
Right away, master.
And release the robot dog Goddard as well.
Yes, of course.
There. Are you happy now?
Yes, yes, master. Command me again. Command me again.
Okay, go play in the broom closet.
At once, master.
Okay, that takes care of that. Let's get out of here, Goddard.
Okay, and here we are in the game for the very first time. Yeah, I've got to see I had a few glitches of this initially, which is what delayed my progress in starting this Let's Play for so long. But it looks like everything's all fixed now, so yeah, so this seems a good enough time for me to go over the controls, since there aren't any tutorial levels in this. So let's just quickly get over any of this real quick.
I have to find the switch to turn off that beam so I can get to the portal. That must be it. But these bots might give me trouble. I just need to find some stuff I can use to build something for stopping those bots and hitting that switch.
Okay, right. Now we can go over the controls very, very quickly here. So you can move around. You can move around and control the camera with the arrow keys, as you can see. Very, very simple. So that's to move around and control the camera. You can open up your menu with the escape key, and once in the menu, there's various things you can mess with. So there's like obviously there's load, there's like load and like all the stuff they're loading in new game and such. Pickups, which I'll get to that in a moment. So there's options, you know, config where you can change the music difficulty. I didn't even know it was a thing, but I'm going to leave it on normal because it's not that difficult of a game really, so we're going to leave it on normal. Sound effects, all that stuff. Credits, resume game, and exit. So again, it's usual shebang. But that's it in terms of the menu. Also, you'll also notice that there where is it now? Resume. Resume game. Ah, yes. You might have noticed that there isn't a button for objectives in this one. That's because the objectives are in your main menu in the return to game section. So if you're ever lost on what to do, you can look at your objectives in the return to game kind of part of the menu. Right, so you can use your current invention with the left mouse button or enter key. We currently don't have any inventions, so there's not really much going to happen right now. But when you have an invention equipped, that's typically how it works. So just the left mouse button or enter. You can press the shift key or right mouse button to jump. Yep, as we have no invention right now, that will also work as a jump key, but yeah, that's how that works. It's just the right mouse button or shift key. Personally, I prefer the keyboard over mouse because the mouse can kind of suck, but you kind of need the mouse a little bit more since you're going to be using the equivalent of the baseball mode in this one a lot more in this game. But we'll get to that in a moment, I suppose. Right. Now, at any point, you can press the H key and bring up a list of controls. I might be needing this a little bit more because this game works a bit differently from the first one. So it's not a case of activating inventions at any point you want. It's just literally a case of whatever invention you need at the time, it throws you into it, and the controls can be a bit more random in that regard. So I might be using that a little more, but it's a H key or a H or F1 if I recall. Yeah, H or F1. And also, I did show this very, very briefly a moment ago. But if you hit the I key, you can bring up a bit of a roadmap of all your inventions. Now, in the first game, this was just literally collectibles, like little collectibles you can pick up throughout the whole game. But it actually serves more of a purpose in this one, which I think it's a definite improvement because, again, before it was literally just a list of collectibles of how much you have of a certain thing and such. But here, if you see here, it actually appears in the form of a roadmap of all your inventions, of what you need to make each invention and the final product. So as you can see, purple flare plus PVC pipe plus shades makes a water gun, and yeah, you can have a look at all the everything on here, and that just shows you all the inventions we're making throughout the game, which again you can't really switch to in this one like you could in and again, these are only the new inventions. Some of the inventions do carry over from the last game, but again, it's just a case of whenever you need them, they'll activate on their own pretty much. So it's on a case-by-case basis, but this basically shows you what you need to make each new invention in the game, and when you need it, the invention will just switch you automatically. And that's about it in terms of control. So again, just keep looking at the roadmap and yeah. So anyway, that takes care of the control. So let's just carry on around here. So that thing I just picked up right there, these have also carried over from the previous game. So these are neutrons. There are two types of neutrons. There are blue neutrons, which are more common and worth 5 neutron energy, if I recall. And there are also red neutrons, which are a little less common and are worth, I think, 25 neutron energy. Now, neutron energy is both your health. As you can see, there's a bar at the top there with a neutron next to it. That is your neutron energy, and your neutron energy works as both an energy propellant for your inventions as well as your health. So, as you use your inventions or take damage, your neutron meter will decrease. So keep an eye on that. You don't really want to ever find yourself with no neutron energy, especially when you're in a combat section. So keep an eye on that. But again, like I said, blue neutrons are less common and worth blue neutrons are more common and worth 5 neutron energy. Whereas red neutrons are a little, not quite rare, but less common and worth 25 neutron energy. And there are also, like, again, I'll get to them in a little bit, but there are these like little red neutron particles that I think if you collect 4 of them, it'll get 1 piece of a neutron, of a red neutron. But again, I'll show that later. But for now, let's just go over and get all these things so we can get our first invention. So let's see here. Okay, so we got the PVC pipe. Just a couple more ingredients we need then, a couple more things we need to make the first invention. So let's just look around, get some other things. As you can see, we've got vinegar here. So we don't need vinegar right now, but as you can see, it does help us get towards. So even if it's best to go around collecting them, because even if they don't help you with an invention right away, it will help you in the long run. So do go around getting as much stuff as you need, as it'll help later on. Okay, again, get some more neutrons and stuff. Baking soda, what will that get me? Okay, right, so that means I need only one more thing, and then I can get the super speed up, which is, that'll be handy. So these new inventions basically act in the form of like power-ups, like whenever you need them in certain sections, there'll be little activators around the world which you can activate whenever you pick them up, pretty much. But let's get the flurp and we can get our first invention. Okay, so now the bots are going to come after us. And right, so the water balloon launcher acts in very much the same way as baseball mode in the first game. So basically, how it works is so you might want to use the mouse a bit more. I do typically recommend the keyboard over the mouse, but this time the mouse is actually a bit more useful. So what you do is you basically you press and hold down the left mouse button or enter key. Right, so you hold down the left mouse button, and then whilst holding down the left mouse button, you move the cursor, you move your target receptor around with the mouse, and then find something you want to shoot at, so like aim, and then when you've locked on a target, release the mouse button and it will fire. So it's pretty simple stuff. Right, so let's just take care of the last of these bots, so we can, actually there should be... I think there's usually a few going around. Yeah, keep an eye on the on the neutron consumption as well. Okay, there's one more bot over there. Let's go and get him then. Here he comes. But could you imagine like having this against the Yokians in? Then again, these guys are just robots, and the Yokians are aliens. So I don't know. That might not be as effective against them. But anyway, let's go up here. And let's get a couple more. Okay, so there's vinegar up here. We might as well get everything, I suppose. Might as well. Okay, so baking soda. Okay, what's this?
Platform will give me a perfect shot at that switch.
Okay. Right, so is that one, okay, yeah, that's disappeared, so, right, that's pretty much everything. My timer has gone off, but I think I'll keep going a little bit just because of how much I've had to cut out the video for the opening cutscene, and, just because I don't like to leave everything in, just the stuff I need, really, so I'll leave the opening cutscene in, but leave the, but cut out the credits and stuff, since again I credit the developers in the description anyway, so I'll keep on going for a little bit just to make up for what I've cut out, I suppose. Okay, now we get a perfect shot at the button. So again, like I said before, hold down the mouse button. As you can see, Goddard is actually acting as our guide in this one, which is nice. But anyway, if you hold down the left mouse button or enter key, you can if you hold down that, it targets it, and then while holding down the key or mouse button, you can move around with either the mouse or the arrow keys to target, and then once you've found something to shoot at, basically just release the mouse button to fire. And I do usually I do recommend using the keyboard or the mouse, but you're going to be using the water balloon launcher a lot more in this game than what you did with baseball mode in the last game, so I recommend using the mouse a little more just because of that. Again, it's on a case-by-case basis, so again, just keep switching between mouse and keyboard depending on the situation, but either way, we can now continue.
Coming in through my PDA. I wonder who's sending it. Hello? Aha! I see you've escaped from your cage. Uh-oh. It's Negatron! Don't think you're home free yet, Neutron. You'll never escape my lab. Oh, by the way, I have a friend that wants to say hi. Hey, Cindy, want some more flurp?
Sure, Jimmy. You're the greatest, smartest boy I know. How about we do our homework together?
Ugh, I think I'm gonna hurl. Sure, sweetie. Later tonight, maybe.
I'll be counting the minutes.
Not that! Anything but that! No! Ugh, he's got me really upset now. I've got to get back to my dimension and set things straight. If I remember correctly, I just have to hit this switch, then jump through the portal. Let's go, boy! Uh-oh. This doesn't look like the museum to me. We're still in Negatron's dimension from the look of things. Well, you actually thought it would be that easy to get me, huh? Lucky for me, I planned for this. I fixed the portal to send you to a special treat I've planned for you. If you look behind you, you'll notice a ton of water just ready to spill over. Let's see if you have what it takes to get through the ravine in one piece. Oh, and don't worry, I'll be keeping your friends busy as well. Looks like we've got our hands full now. Goddard, quick! Tricycle mode!
Okay, so tricycle mode is very similar to okay, so get the funnel. Right. But tricycle mode is very, very similar to oh, I saw a battery there. I'll probably get another battery at some point. But yeah. So that's a speed up. So you can there are various things you can collect here, which are basically your inventions, but tricycle mode is very, very similar to Goddard scooter mode in the first game. It's not really much I can say, really. Just again, just move forward with the arrow keys, and then just press the I think the left mouse button, or enter, or shift, or just any button to jump, really. But not really much I can say other than that. So again, just keep on going round. And I did mention it earlier, but there are actually a few little, when I find one again, there are like little pieces of a red neutron about, again, oh, those things. As you can see, for every 3 you collect, you will get a piece of a red neutron. So basically, so 3 of them times I think 4, and you'll get a full red neutron. So keep an eye on them. Okay, there's 1 piece. So this is the final piece of red neutron. So okay, again, keep your eye on them, because for every 3 of those you collect, you will get a piece of a red neutron. So keep an eye on that. Okay, so now we're in the mine. I think the water is still chasing us too. So jewels, gold nuggets. Yeah. Okay, so we've got another neutron building up. But yeah, not really much I can say. I suppose this level is very, very similar to the likes of the rocket ship level, like the last couple of rocket ship levels in the end of the last game. I think they just literally took aspects from the last game and just made them better. Like, even the animations look better. Well, I'll talk more about the animations in a minute, I suppose, once we're out of this, before I end the level. But here we are. Great job. Test subject. Yes, every so often you'll get a little upgrade like this.
Wow, that was close, but we made it. Now I've got to find a way back to Negatron's lab. This place looks kinda creepy. If I can put these submarine pieces together, I can build a sub to get back to the lab. I can't move these pieces on my own. That crane should do the trick. I'll just use that. I should have known. The door to the crane controls is locked. How am I supposed to get all the way up there? Wait! There's a rope leading from that warehouse to the crane. If I can find a way through the warehouse up to that rope, I can slide over to the crane.
Okay, right. So I think I'll keep on. I'll do this last section, and then I think I'll call it an episode. But yeah. Let's see. Go over here, and we get an
egg beater.
An egg beater. That's what I'd call a whisk. See, that's another thing. I get to, like, when playing these games, I get to talk about the differences between, between English and American English. And not only that, but also just general difference between the two countries anyway. So anyway, Goddard is actually acting as your guide in this one, which is nice. So, okay, bicycle pump, okay. So let's just carry on going this way. Once I make the sub, then I'll probably call it an episode, I think. But that gives me, while I'm making my way here, it just gives me a chance to talk about a few oh god. Okay. I'm still getting used to the controls, but, right. But yeah, it gives me a chance to talk about a few things, a few improvements from the last game. So again, this really is just like, so it's just basically taken like everything from Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, and just kind of improved things. Like, for example, I'd say the villain is much better this time. Like Negatron, already, I'd say Negatron is a much better villain than the Yokian Fleet Commander, because he didn't really do anything, to be honest. Like, he wasn't really that much of a threat. Like, yes, he did try to blow up the power plant, but again, he did all that from like the comforts of his ship. Like, it's basically a case of like, if you're not on a ship, he can't do anything to you, pretty much. And again, he didn't even send his any of his like Yokian grunts down to Earth or anything. He's literally just doing everything from the comforts of his ship. So again, already like Negatron is a much better villain in my opinion, just because he's he's more of a threat. He's already messing around in Jimmy's world, so already I'd say he's a significant, he's a bigger threat than the Fleet Commander ever was. I mean, I think it could have been better maybe if there were more if there were more Yokians in the power plant, then maybe. But again, he doesn't do it. The Fleet Commander doesn't do anything, and again, Negatron's already messing around in Jimmy's dimension stuff, doing stuff, so he's already a much bigger threat, in my opinion. Okay, what we got this time? Extra vision. Okay, how we're doing now in terms of, okay, so we've got the X-ray vision, we've got the speed up, we've got the water gun. Okay, so we're on a good way here, I'd say. Like, we're already we're already making good progress on our roadmap here so far. And again, this is only the first episode, so So again, there's tons of different, like there's tons of like improvements and stuff which I have noticed. Again, much better villain this time than the Fleet Commander. It's a shame that the company went bankrupt, so we couldn't have any more sequels like this. But I think this is a pretty good sequel. Like, you know, like Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius set everything up, and then Negatron just kind of improved upon that. And again, it's not just the villain stuff. Like, it even improved things on the animations, because if you remember, the animations in Jimmy Neutron was very very basic, and the animations, like I don't know if it's probably using a different sprite, probably different, not sprite, model, I think. Again, I don't really design games, so I don't know all the terminology or lingo or whatever, you know. But, you know, if you look during the cutscenes, like, if you compare the cutscenes in this to the cutscenes in Jimmy Neutron 1, you'll notice that Jimmy, the characters, are a lot more expressive. Like, you can act like when Negatron is threatening Jimmy, like saying you can generally see he's a lot more expressive. Like, you can actually see a semblance of like fear and emotion in his face. Like, he's a lot more. These new models, like these models in this game, are a lot more expressive, in my opinion, than in the original one. Which is, it's good, you know. Again, it helps sell just what a big threat Negatron is compared to the Fleet Commander. And again, you know, and again, the voice acting is pretty good too. Like Jimmy, Jimmy's actually showing a bit more fear and all that kind of. Okay, so there's a red neutron over there. Should I get it? That's a bit of a gamble. I don't know. Hang on. Okay, I'll try it. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, I'm not gonna. Okay, that's not even worth it. But yeah, that is okay. So basically, what just happened there is a time travel safety feature. Basically, it's basically the game's saying where it's basically the game's way of getting around death and you dying. It basically, as soon as you do something that would kill you, it basically the game transports you back to that point. Now that was to a degree that was in Jimmy Neutron 1, but we never really saw it because we never got killed. Like, if you're on a Yokian ship and you got killed by the Yokians and you run out of HP, that would activate. So it was in the original game, just we never really saw it. If I remember, I might try to have a clip in here, just give an example.
Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Intruder.
Warning, no neutron energy left. Initiating automatic time travel feature.
Thanks, Fox. I should be able to get it right this time.
But yeah, it was in there if you got killed by a Yokian while you're out the hub world. So then it basically just took that and then improved upon it pretty much. Okay, let's carry on this way.
Veggie steamer.
A veggie steamer.
Okay, all I need to do is find
Really?
an activator for this, then I can use it.
A veggie steamer. That's what we'd call a sieve. Again, more differences between Britain and America. Like, sometimes it's kind of funny just seeing all these differences. Like, of all the things you wouldn't expect all these differences, like, from just like these mundane objects, but there really are. Yeah, we know Guard's actually leading the way. Okay. So let's carry on, make the sub, and then we'll call this an episode, I think. Okay, so, okay. Okay, there's another whisk over there. Okay, so just go along here, and there's a... Okay. So, let's see if we can get... I see you! Okay, more of Negatron's bots, so... Oh god. So just take out all these. Right. Go back here, and we can get a few blue neutrons to replenish... any energy you might have lost from either getting hit or panicking and shooting. Because I did panic a little bit. Anyway, let's go up here. And I think we're almost... Okay, which way... I always get confused there. But, okay. Right, so now we just continue on with this hook, and they'll take us straight to the crane.
This is the sub-launching platform. I just have to move the sub-pieces with the crane and put them here on this target.
Okay, and Goddard is actually showing us where to put everything just in case it wasn't obvious. But again, with the crane it's pretty simple again. You can just move around the crane claw. You can move around the crane and claw with the mouse buttons. And then you can press any button really, like the left mouse button, right mouse button, whatever, to grab and release the pieces. So just bring them over here with the arrow keys and then drop them. Pretty simple. You don't really need to put them in any particular order either. You can just do whichever order you want. So again, so just keep doing this until you have all of them, and yeah. Other than that, not really much else to say. So just keep on adding all the pieces. Okay, now I think this is the this looks like the cockpit. Yeah, that looks like the cockpit. Also, there is that other section over there with the dog, but it's honestly, I've never really explored it all that much. I don't think it's really worth it, to be honest. Like, there might be a few collectibles. Like, I've seen a few red neutrons, but personally, I don't really think it's worth it. So let's see, what is that? Literally it. Okay, it's just the so it's literally just the protective like glass now, I think, or I don't know. It's a part of the cockpit, but I'm not sure what you'd call it, but either way, let's just put this down, and that should be it.
Okay, the sub is complete. Let's go, Goddard. Wow! This is incredible, Goddard! Now, if I could just find the opening that leads to Negatron's lab. It's gotta be around here someplace. What, boy? Oh, yeah, there it is. I saw it. Let's go check it out.
Okay, and I think that's a good place to save it. So let me just quickly make a save. So save complete. Okay. Anyway, so that is where I'm going to leave this first episode for now. So yeah, that's where I'm going to leave this first episode for now. So as always, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. For anyone who is new to me and the channel as a whole, my name is Lucky Star Shi-Roku. It is a pleasure to meet you, a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Welcome to the channel if you're new. So, for anyone who is new to me, me and the channel as a whole, so I do have an introduction video on the homepage of my channel for you to go and check out if you want. It's just got basic info about me, like likes, dislikes, interests, personality, just general stuff like that for you to get to know me on a bit more of a personal level if you're new, or if you've been around for a while and just want to know a little more about me, go and check that out. In terms of schedule, I upload 5 days a week at 2 PM GMT UK time. I'll randomly alternate between a few games at a time to keep variety. So right now, we're going through Jimmy Neutron versus Jimmy Negatron to PC. The More, which has got 2 episodes left for Steam, and also a Let's Play of Undertale on Switch. Once something finishes, I will have something to replace it immediately, once again, for the sake of keeping variety. So again, once this finishes, I haven't decided. We'll have to see when that happens. When Undertale finishes, I haven't decided. And once The More finishes, I'm going to go to Portal 1 for Switch, because I have been meaning to go back to that for a while. So again, as soon as something finishes, I'll have something to replace it immediately. I usually have a few games going out at once for variety. There are other plans, like I am planning a Halo Saga with Aragorn Draggy Steam, but you know, he's still a little bit busy. He'll when he's able to, he'll let me know. But again, I have other plans, but we just need to wait for the right moment, pretty much. But again, that's where I'm going to leave this episode for now. So as always, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And I will see all of you guys in the next episode. Until then, have a good day, you guys.